Hi everyone.
Hi guys.
My name is Nino.
And my name is Lulu.
And welcome to Thriving at Love and Relationships. So me, I can't drum, but you can drum. That's fine, no problem. Over to you.
Okay. So today we're going to be continuing our series from. It's actually a series. Should we make it a series?
Yeah, we should.
Okay. So in our last video, we talked about some questions that you can ask the person you're dating, person you're trying to get to know, and stuff like that. If you're single, and we'll be asking ourselves, or we're discussing some more questions that you can ask, because we got your feedback and many of you liked the video that we did. So
Yep.
so we thought, you know what, let's do another one for you guys. So in the last video, my dear leader had spoken about how there are like different categories of questions that you can ask, and we spoke about we had questions on the self-awareness category. And today, what's the category we'll be treating?
Today we're going to be treating family and family culture.
Family and family culture?
Family culture. I don't know, family culture. Family
culture, basically.
Family culture. Yes.
And why is this even important? It's important because you don't just marry a person in isolation. The person comes from a family, and it's important for you to know the family, because when you do know the family, it sort of gives you a glimpse into who this person is, So
yeah, I mean, that's very, very true. Like you said, it gives you a glimpse into who this person is and how this person thinks. Also, why this person reacts to some certain things more different than you do. Like there's a popular popular saying that goes, culture trumps strategy every time. The culture that somebody has, for example, in an organization, a lot of organizations want to do strategy, but the culture of the people within the organization will trump the strategy every time. So when you grow up in a particular family, there's a culture that you've created, within that family, and usually is what influences the person's decisions. So yeah, asking questions about the family culture would help. It will go a long way.
It's very necessary. So let's get into it. So the first question, we'll be sharing 3 questions on that family culture. And you are not limited to just these 3 questions. You can always think about like different questions you want to ask based on family culture. So the first question is, who is the most influential person in your immediate family? Why do you think it's necessary to ask this question?
It's necessary, because you want to be able to be accepted by a family. So the easiest route is to know who is the most influential. Who is the person that once they give their go ahead, every other person, even if they don't agree, they would find a way to reason with that person. You influencing somebody is being able to change the person's views about something without using force, without using aggression. That's how you influence. And I think knowing who is the most influential in a family actually
does help.
It's very, very key.
Yeah.
Very, very key.
So what's your own?
Oh, okay. So I mean, the most influential person that I found out in her family is my mother. I call her Nem.
Oh my God.
This Bob is she's a force to be reckoned with. And I think on my first meeting with her, I realized just how influential she was. A lot of things that happened up until the wedding, a lot of the things that happened, events that happened, she was the one that was driving. She's like the culture shaper within the house, and I knew that. Obviously, yes, I wanted everybody to accept me, but trying to call everybody individually to be friends with everybody might be a little bit, tasking. So I was like, let me get close to. She's actually a very, very lovely, decent woman. I love her because every time I speak to her, she always says one prophetic.
She makes his head swell.
She makes my head swell. She always gives me some sort of blessing. She can just come and say, "Hey, my oil magnets," and she has given me an Igbo name. Say, what's the Igbo name? Chibuzo.
Chibuzo.
Chibuzo now. My good road.
That's not Chibuzo.
What is it?
Obioma.
No. What does Chibuzo mean?
God is the way.
Oh
no, so Uzodinma.
Sorry.
It's Uzodinma.
Uzodinma. You know, so I mean, I realized that getting close to her also helped in my relations with everyone, because if she sees that I'm a decent person, every other person, even if they don't have any opinion about me, would be more liable. I say more liable. Would be more likely to see me as a decent person. So yeah.
And once she endorses you,
yes,
she finds a way to bring every other person.
Like in politics, once the Godfather has endorsed you, everybody is a go. So yes, so she is the most influential person I've seen. How about you?
Of course, you know now.
Who? I don't know.
Mommy.
So my question is, why is it that the mother are the most influential? Why are the fathers not the most influential in the family?
True, Sha. Well, maybe. Well, this is just for our own kids.
I mean, I've actually seen it. So a lot of times, always the mothers that are the ones that if they stand in between the marriage, I mean, fathers sometimes.
The
I think fathers usually will stand more when it is like a religious thing. No, you cannot marry, or maybe. Well, I don't know, Sha. But from what I've seen that mothers a lot, especially in African homes, so we don't know how it is outside.
Yeah. So for me, it's your mom, and I think, I mean, just like my mom too, she basically just spearheaded everything for the wedding. Was the one that spoke to Popsy. Was the one that got everybody on board. She was just like, oh, this is what we need to do, blah blah. Let's get it moving. So not that every other person doesn't matter in the family, but it's just like if you have mom's blessing, every other person will align. If that makes sense. So I got close to mom. Yeah.
So cheers to the mothers.
Cheers to the mothers. We love you.
The mothers are the ones that will help you even know more about the person that
you
want to marry.
Oh my gosh, true. Like for example, like when we were dating, when we were going to get married, remember that I had conversations with her like, oh, what does Nosa like? How is Nosa like?
You did?
Oops.
Really?
Next question.
Really?
Next question.
I know, it's just funny that like she spoke about that, like even knowing that the mothers are influential, I know that both our mothers are influential, but they have different personalities.
Oh yeah.
Your mom is more like she's a force to be reckoned with.
In your face.
My mom is like she will influence from behind the scenes.
Yeah.
You might not see her, but she's the one that is just going. Yeah. No, but it's still influence nevertheless.
True, because your mom just like, have you thought about this?
Exactly.
Yeah, I understand.
She will ask you questions that will now make you think, and it will get you to the conclusion that she wants.
My mother, why would you do that?
No?
This is not to do with, this is the way. Say, I don't agree with that. Yep. I don't like that.
My own
that's
mom,
her favorite
one. She'll be like, can't understand. However, you know that scripturally,
like when we wanted to choose our venue.
Our venue, I remember my mom was just something else. So why don't you want to put the wedding in a church? Scripturally, she went. My mom is a character, but I love her.
My mother was like, why are you not doing it in your church? Exactly. I don't like that.
No, this is not wrong. This is wrong.
That's not right. That's not right.
So when you ask it, for some people, their fathers might be the influential. Some other people, it might be their siblings. Maybe the first daughter.
Yeah.
Because I actually,
the first son.
Funny enough, I was speaking to, I think, a colleague the other day, and we were talking about how is the first sister that I think she wants to marry into a family. She wants to marry a guy, and the sister is the one that is holding the fort. There are parents there, but the sister is she's like the principality sitting down there and saying, if you don't pass her, you cannot even enter. The parents have her ears and all that. So I think it's very, very key, because let's assume you manage to get into that home and that person, you had loggerheads with that person, they actually can make it quite
difficult for you.
Quite difficult. So like marriage is more than all this English. So it's in people management. In fact, anybody that wants to get married, go and look for a course on negotiation and managing people. You will negotiate, especially when you want to do the wedding. You will negotiate soft skills. You need a lot of that in marriage.
So moving on to our next question. Is the opinion of your family important to who you get married to?
Well, let me be very careful here. So, do I value the opinion of my family members in who I get married to? Yes. However, the way my family is, they also would not force their opinions down my throat. You get so no, I won't necessarily say their opinion is like if they say don't marry this person, and I would ask questions. Okay, why do you say so? Why is it? But ultimately, is my decision. But I think we're not the kind of family where we're not very. Nobody actually comes and say, I don't think I've had any conversation with anybody. I'm like, I don't think you should date this person. I don't think you should marry this person. However, if they ask, so we keep our opinions to ourselves, except they are asked. Only our parents that might say one or two things, but even our parents are not very, very forceful on their opinions. Maybe my dad can say something, and I'm like, you know what, Dad, I've heard you. I'm like, okay, that's fine. You know me, I'm your father. I love you. I just want to. But he will find a way to drop his opinion there. So, I would say that their opinions are important and they are valuable. How the decision it doesn't necessarily influence who I am, especially if I have a strong conviction. How about ya?
I'm of the same school of thought that their opinions are valid or valuable, but they don't influence, or they didn't influence the person that I got married to. I mean, for you, your own family, they keep their opinions to themselves. My family did not keep their opinions to themselves.
Nope.
And it's not even just the situation. We're very much into each other's business. So everybody has an opinion about something that is happening in your life at a time. So, no, they really told me their opinion, but it didn't have any effect on the person I got married to. However, it was important for me to have my parents' blessing to the person I was going to get married to. And at the beginning of when we wanted to get married, we had some issues here and there, but I was very adamant. I was like, no, my parents must be on board with this marriage, because it was very important to me. I didn't want to get into marriage without my parents' blessing. And maybe that's just maybe being traditional, but I felt like my father and my mom's blessing, they were very vital into how my marriage was going to be.
And I remember I asked a question in time of wedding. I was like, see, okay,
if your parents
let's say it this way. Our parents are saying no, but God has said yes. If they say no, are you still willing to go ahead with this marriage? Because my head sometimes can be thought. I was like, you know what? Anybody that says no, that's their business. Let's move. So I wanted to know if she was of that mindset, and she was like, if my father does not say no,
my father says no.
If my father says no, it's not as if we will not get married, but we would. She didn't want to give me a concrete and said it's not as if we will not get married, but however, we will just pray about it and get to that point where he will say yes. So it was basically just trying to let me know that if he says no, they're married. And I was like,
if he says no, we will not marry at the time, but I was so sure that they were going to say yes.
And I was like, crap. I mean, I was ready to elope.
And it even affected our relationship at the time, because he now felt like I was choosing them over him. But that wasn't the case.
I mean, we'll still have discussions about things that happened up until our marriage. Very hot. Our journey to our marriage was hot.
It was an interesting ride. So that's the second question.
Yeah, and even from this question, the reason why we're saying this question, because I've seen some families, actually traditional families, either Yoruba or Igbo or Hausa, that would say, this person from this tribe cannot marry. And we're not saying that is right, but there are some people that they are so ingrained into the tradition of their family that even if they want to marry you, if their family says no, they will most likely go with their family over you. So you actually have to understand the person you are getting married. And it's not just to ask the person and say, oh, if your family says, some people might say they will marry you at the beginning, but actually their true heart of hearts, they will listen to their family. And we see it across a lot of parts of Nigeria. In fact, I actually have an uncle that he wanted to marry a lady, and I think it was because of her genotype or something. And the family said, no, you can't marry her. And he didn't get married to her. I mean, he married somebody else.
Doesn't he regret it?
I don't know. No, their marriage seems good, but I don't think the relationship with the family is still the same. So I mean, it was from what we heard, they are happy in their marriage, but I mean, somebody was not your first choice. There's always going to be that, So just know who the person you're talking to is, who the person you're dating is. Just know. You know, so yeah.
Do you want to ask the last question?
Okay, so the last question. This one is very important. Do you spend festival seasons with your family? Do you spend it together? Do you spend Christmas at the villa? Village. You spend Easter at the village. You guys have a family cabana that you go to. You have,
I don't mind that.
You have a yacht that you guys spend. And the reason why I was saying to ask the question because, for example, let's say boy meets girl. Boy's family every Christmas goes to the village. Girl's family goes to Spain. They marry. Where do you go to that Christmas?
You go to.
Where do you go to that
Exactly.
Easter? Do you get?
And is it might not even be a question of where do you go to. It might also be a question of do you want to form your own tradition?
Exactly.
Are you guys ready to do that?
Yes. I mean, and like for us, we had decided how we would form our own traditions. I think the first Christmas we spent together was very quiet.
It was in the hospital.
Okay, the one after that.
Yes,
it was actually
it was
very quiet. And I'm not used to that type of, because Christmas for me is like, Christmas is my favorite season of the year, by the way. So I'm used to Christmas tree, presents, food, rice. We'll go to church, we'll come back, people will come around. And however, your own Christmas, it was how? You're always cooking, Abby.
Always cooking.
Me, I was the consumer during Christmas. She was the producer, the worker.
So I didn't mind not being in anybody's house for Christmas.
Yes, I think she was not. Christmas for her is not. It's a good season, but it's not really
but
like because of the
really
experiences she had.
Yeah.
So we had to discuss it because there are some other people that I've seen that come on. It's village, oh. Whether or not you like it or not, don't go and marry and say I'm not going to the village if that is what he has decided that he wants to do, or that's what she has decided that she wants to do. So discuss it. Ask those questions. They will help you. It will go a long way because it's not just for festival season. Maybe somebody wants to be crowned chief, or somebody's sister is getting married or something like that. Those things like that.
Everybody is going to where the marriage is now.
You'll be shocked. You'll be shocked because I'm not talking about just marriages. I'm talking about festival seasons that are not just like Christmas.
Oh, like okay, I get like New Year festival.
There's some other celebrations where the villagers are expecting you and your spouse there, you know, and maybe the spouse does not want to disappoint the family or the kindred, you know. See, because us as Africans, we have a lot of roots and a lot of traditions. So, I mean, just ask these questions. They are very important. So,
So, again, you're not limited to these questions. We just shared 3 of these questions based on family culture.
Yeah.
Remember, you're not marrying a person in isolation. The person comes from a group of people, and it's important to know these people so you can even know this person better. You know, you don't want to get married and you're not in good terms with your in-laws. I mean, there are some situations where you can't help it. There's nothing you can do. They just don't like you, you know. But if you can't help it, get to know these people. Get to bring them in as your own family, you know. So, yeah.
And just to add to that, I remember I was reading an article on psychology. I'm talking about how there are 3 things that shapes somebody's personality. I mean, number 1 is hereditary. Number 2, your role models from the age of, I think, 5 to maybe 14. And then number 3, your experiences that you've picked up in life. And all this still tied back some way to your family, because a lot of the experiences you have, your family members were there with you. Hereditary, I mean, you only inherit from your family basically. And then role models. I mean, your first role models in life are usually your parents before you become more. So people are just acting out based on what they've seen or what they have been known, what they have been told to be culture. You know,
so again, thank you guys for watching. Thank you for tuning in. Remember to
like, share, subscribe, follow on Instagram at TheNino and Lulu. Yes.
There's another one. Comment.
Yes, comment.
Comment, guys. We'd like to know some of the other aspects of questions you would actually ask whoever it is that you're dating or you're about to date or whatever.
So who knows? We might just share some more categories soon. It might be the next video, it might not be. You don't know.
It might not be.
The only way you find out is to come back here next week. All right. So
till we meet again, we are.
I'm Nino.
And I am Lulu.
And this is Thriving at Love and Relationship.